Morning, morning, morning. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Sorry, I'm a minute or so late. I do apologize. I was finishing up, trying to finish up breakfast. Good morning. Good morning. Hopefully everybody has a little bit of the great stuff. And I'm trying to get logged in so that I can read chat. So, how's everybody today? Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is the summerthon, Dp-A-Thon. Yes, I am the kickoff, and I'm really actually nervous. I've done this before, but the reason I'm nervous is because I got to thinking it's a lot of pressure when you're the kickoff person. You have some duties, you got duties, you got responsibilities and things. And so that's the main reason why I want to make sure that I set a good tone, a good pace. So I'm gonna kick it off with, hold on one second, because I can't see the chat. I see names, and from this angle it doesn't look clear. I want to be able to communicate with everybody. Ooh, we're busy in here. We are busy in here. Nicotina, I love you guys. Just so you guys know, up right after me is going to be Nick and Tina Colors and Crafts. Woohoo! So make sure you guys stick around and you guys join us. So I want to make sure that I remember to do that because sometimes, well, most of the time, I don't remember. So I'm going to real quickly say hello to everybody. We are kicking off the Dp-A-Thon. It's the Diamond Paint-A-Thon for the summer of 2021. Yes, yes. So welcome, welcome. Good morning, Mystical81. Hey, Catherine. How are you doing? Hi, Cindy. Oh, my goodness. I, I, I got to get to Australia to hang out with you, Fee. Hi, Chantel. How are you? Lizzie. Lizzie is up. Wow. Good morning. Hi, Deanne. How are you? Hi, Linda's Crafty Life. Dee Baker. How are you? Susan. Good morning. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So I want to just kick off before I get started with thanking our hostess. I think I see her. There she is. I want to kick off by thanking our hostess. You guys know her as Marissa McCartney, the crafty heifer. She puts together these awesome weekend events a few times per year so that we're able to get together and just craft 36 hours straight. The purpose really of this one is to introduce all of you that are new to the craft of diamond painting to basically a whole gaggle of new YouTube creators. So hopefully you can sit back and enjoy some of the favorites. And maybe we're introducing you to some new favorites so that you'll be able to continue enjoying diamond painting. Good morning, Renee. How are you? Oh, hi, Miniatures Mayhem and more. How are you doing? Thank you for coming out. Now, while we all indulge in a multitude of other crafts, the overwhelming majority of us YouTube creators will be showcasing and highlighting some of our favorite diamond painting tips, tricks, and canvases. So hopefully you can kick back, get ready to enjoy 36 hours of diamond painting fun. Want to kick off with just a little bit of rules. First and foremost, and this is the most important, enjoy yourself. Sit back, relax, and just have a lot of fun. Second, we understand we may not be everyone's cup of tea or cup of coffee. So if there's something, a comment or anything that you don't like, let's keep it chill. Let's be adult and let's just move on. The chat really is an opportunity for you to be interactive with your YouTube creator. So make sure you're getting in there. You're at, whoa, Rebecca, you're up. Good morning. Uh, I thought as the kickoff creator, it was going to be six of us in here. I figured Nick and Tina would show up the last 15 minutes before time for them to go on. So I definitely appreciate all of the morning love. Uh, so yeah, like I said, keep it moving, keep the adult chat going, and then again, interact, ask questions. It's definitely a resource for a lot of newbies. They get the link and then they come back and they ask questions. So if you are not watching live, thank you for the hashtag replay. Woo! Good morning, everyone. Oh, thank you. You know the folks come out for the thon. They sure do. So with that said, for this Dp-A-Thon, we're bringing about awareness and some fundraising opportunities for our favorite charities and causes. These really do touch our lives. So from the St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital to Michael J. Fox Foundation to your local women's shelter, definitely continue watching, come out, share some of your generosity and support for some of these charities that are so near and dear to all of us. My love, Mindy, good morning. How are you doing? Mindy, are you out about to go for a walk? Look at that. Everyone is up. Definitely so happy. So for me, just wanted to make sure I took the opportunity. For me, I'm going to be supporting my, well, not just my, but our St. Jude Children's Research. And I wanted to kick off, give you a little bit of blurb about it. If you look down here in my description box, right down there, you should be able to obtain the link. And the link definitely will allow you to go through. You'll be able to kind of read some information, exciting, great information. So yeah, give us a, well, click on the link and give us a read or two. Just going to let you know a little bit about St. Jude. You'll probably be hearing this. There's multitude of us creators that are supporting this effort right here. Last year, I supported the effort. I donated. I bought the actual. There was a stitch pattern that you could purchase. I bought it, I downloaded it, I went out and I got all of the diamonds. My goal was to convert this cross stitch pattern into a diamond painting. I do know that Marissa did go on to convert it, and it came out gorgeous. I set about, I had great intentions doing the diamond painting, but I never got started on it. So make sure that you guys tune into the Crafty Heifer, and you guys look through her videos because she does show that in a few of her videos. Okay, so why do we support St. Jude's? Well, together, nothing is impossible. That's why I also have signed up to help fundraise for the St. Jude Walk Run to help find cures for childhood cancer. I am definitely giving you guys the blurb that's on the site so you can read along with me. Since its founding more than 50 years ago, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital has helped push the overall survival rate for childhood cancer from 20% when their doors first opened to more than 80% today. But there is still work to be done. And because St. Jude freely shares their discoveries, every child saved at St. Jude means doctors and scientists worldwide can use that knowledge to save thousands more. So that's why I'm walking and fundraising. I'm going to say I'm fundraising because I'm not getting a lot of walking done towards the effort, but I'm definitely in support. So make sure that you guys check it out. My link is down there in the box, and whatever generosity you're able to share, everything goes towards a great cause. So thank you for taking a few moments. Now I'm going to move over from there. And the next thing that I wanted to do, I really wanted to make sure that I got with everybody and I shared basically a little bit of myself. If you're new here, make sure you hit the like button Yes, give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. And then there's like a little bell or something around here. Is it here? Is it here or is it over here? Make sure you guys hit the bell so that you can come back and you can hang out with me anytime that I have a video. I want to say anytime I go live, but I really do plan to do more videos. So, yeah, stay tuned for more Tia in the future. That'll be fun. Uh, so let's see. Marissa says there's a walk in Vegas, Tia. You could join them at their event. It's only 3.5 miles. Okay, 3.5 miles. That's like two of my fit days, my stepping days. Okay, all right. So, I'm gonna have to look it up because I want to, support as much as I'm able to. That's great to know. Good information. I see Sweets. Morning, Sweets. Thank you very much for getting up, bro. Mindy is saying hi to everyone. She's editing some diamond painting. Oh, that's why she's up. Well, thank you nonetheless, sister wife. Hi, Jen Jen. How are you? Uh, Michelle Dingo, good morning. It helps to be here when the little one gets up at 3:45 a.m. Wow, 3:45. And Tia is working on my favorite Lizzie. I am working on this is one of my favorite Lizzies also. I do like well, this was my favorite Lizzie. Obviously, she's released so many more since this one came out, and because she's released so many more, I I don't know if this one is exactly my favorite anymore, but it's still up there. Yes, I have new planners. I'm going to move these out the way. So, with that said, I'm sorry, Nick and Tina. I know it was late when I messaged you guys. I literally was just saying good night, let's go to bed because we got to get up in the morning and start our diamond painting. I think I messaged Billy and Lizzie also. So kudos to everybody, good intentions, good thoughts. That's all that was. Uh, all righty. So now what I want to do is real quickly start off just a quick tips and tricks for people who are new to diamond painting. A lot of times we get buckets of newbies that come in to the craft and they'll hear about the Dp-A-Thon and they'll come, I wonder what that is. And so, because they're new, some of the things that we talk about and we chuckle over, they may not be so familiar with. So, I wanted to do something where I was giving them a quick little tool book or toolbox of things that they could real quickly grab so that they're in the know as fast as possible. Something I didn't have when I started, and I had a lot of questions, that they have the ability to grab and get relatively quickly. I looked at this a few hours ago. This is the Diamond Painting Guide and Logbook. It's by our very own beloved Jennifer Roberts. You guys know her as DP Addiction Adventures. This book right here is going to give you just a plethora, all in one hand, of references that you're going to hear us use throughout this weekend. So some of the things that I think that this book is good for is going to tell you about poured glue. And a lot of you are not going to understand that if you got your start on AliExpress or Wish or even Amazon, because a lot of those are adhesive paintings. And you're going to ask questions like, I wonder what it's like. What's the difference? And we can tell you about the experience, but literally reading it here in the book, it'll keep us from having to explain that. Bubbles, rivers, also in the book, terms that you'll probably hear, especially in your earlier journey of diamond painting. Popping drills. I remember like popping drills, because I call mine diamonds and some people call them drills, resin, you know. So I'm like, what? Popping drills? Yeah, I'm. I was in a different world. Knobbly bits. There you go, feet. That one right there, I love though. Uh, confetti. You're gonna hear, oh no, it's disrespectful confetti. Oh, that's pretty respectful confetti. You know, color blocking. So these are gonna be terms you'll probably hear. You know, I'm gonna give you my favorite term, and you guys can look it up. And when you look it up, you know what T is talking about. Plucker is my favorite term. Ah, I usually say things like, "Are you a single plucker?" or you know, "Do you multi-place?" So those are the terms that I use it in. Uh, Obviously, we can have a lot of fun with that one. I'm keeping it adult, but plucker is something I used to use a lot. Now I just use it in terms of what pen I'm using. Where's my plucker at? I need a new plucker, you know, things like that. But nonetheless, fun terms that you guys can look out for. Next, and probably not as significant, but something that I do nonetheless is you're gonna need a planner, maybe a notebook. You know, you can also use the back of J. Rob's book, um, because they have log sheets and things of that nature. But what I use the planner for is usually to just schedule my upcoming paintings and things like that. So it used to be, obviously, I haven't scheduled anything, but it used to be a great source for me to kind of get in and kind of write down, even if I'm putting down 4 or 5. Once you start your stash, you're going to be so excited. You're going to start. I hope that you don't become a serial starter, but you're probably going to get excited about which painting you're going to start. And every time you remember that feeling of starting a new painting, here we go, I'm so excited, it's going to make you excited for the next painting. So you're probably going to want to find a way to kind of organize when you're starting. And this is a great way to get a planner. You know, my planner days, they're here. These are empty pages, but the stickers look good, don't they? That's a whole nother craft, though. We're not talking about that craft. We're just okay. And Superwoman, that's me. That's me with the purple on, because these are my favorite colors. It's green and purple. Okay, she just needs some butterflies. That's all she needs in her hair. She don't have no butterflies. But yeah, that's me with no lipstick. Back to the chat. Oh, thank you. Be right back. Gotta get dressed. Okay, I'm gonna be here. I have one large section left of my Minion Love. I can't wait to see it finished. That is probably, I don't know what's more exciting is when you can't wait till the finish and you hit those last few pluck, 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 and well, I do a lot of squares, so, you know, they snap into place by that point, and you're hearing the pluck, pluck, pluck as they're snapping into place. Such a satisfying feeling. Yes, anyone into ASMR, you probably are definitely, you know, waiting. Can't wait to hear that pluck, pluck, pluck. So kudos to you for being almost done. If you go to Marissa's Wednesday night event, she does a live. She gives you a cowbell for your completion, and that would be an awesome way to celebrate. Yes. Okay, moving over from the, let's see what I missed. Yes. If you click into the Thon playlist, it will automatically take you to the next video. All righty, thank you for that. I probably should have gotten the playlist link and put it in. I didn't do that. So while I am getting my colors up, what do you guys look for when you're deciding on a canvas? Are you thinking about the season? Are you thinking about your mood? You know, some paintings are darker in color. Some paintings are, you know, for me more mood driven and things like that. Are you are you working on things that you feel are cute? Are you working on gifts? What is everybody doing? For me, right now, obviously, I'm trying to get a little bit more organized with my time. So some of the stuff for the last, it's been about a month and a half, started maybe the first, second week in July. I have been working a tremendous amount of overtime. I never realized how much more I would be working, um, and how much that would take away from my desire to craft. I didn't think there would be anything to take away from my desire of diamond painting or playing with clay. But I think I hit my barrier when they added on a few extra hours to my day every day, and then they started taking a day away from me on my weekends off also. So I started finding myself just wanting to lay. I'm going to bed early, like I'm in bed by 7:30, 8 o'clock, and I'm getting off at 7. So I'm finding myself just kind of laying around when I am off. It's a mental exhaustion. It's not like a physical exertion or anything like that. What do you guys do besides crafting to maybe get yourself through mental exhaustion? I'm definitely trying different things. I've been trying to like watch programs and things like that. It's a lot. It's a lot going on. Some of the stuff I'm looking at, reminiscing. I was watching a show the other day, and it took me back to a time my daughter was little. She was being a little bit rebellious, and I remember I could tell her to do something, and she just wouldn't listen. Y'all ever walk into a room, you could like kind of read the room. Everybody shut up when you walk in a room. They've been talking about you, So I was I was in the room one day, and I come out, and my two kids that were standing at the door, they were waiting on me. We were about to go. I think we were going swimming. And they were waiting at the door. My daughter was probably 9 or 10 at this point, which would have made Justin 14. Yeah, about 14. So they're standing at the door, and I think I yelled at her. I can't remember 100%. I just remember the outfit she had on and that she got busted. I went to walk away, but then changed my mind and turned back. I was about to say something, but I forgot what I was going to say. She must not have seen that I didn't walk away. And she turns to the side to her brother, and she started talking about me out loud. She get on my nerve when she said she, like her two lips poked out, like they were out here. She get on my, here we go. She get on my nerve. And all I saw was these two lips. She get on my nerve. She said something. She could have this, that. Why she come out? And she's talking about me to her brother, who knows that I'm still standing there. And so I see him look at me out of the corner of his eye. And then her head turned. And she, with her mouth open, just stopped. Like she didn't try and clean it up. I just remember saying, who the hell is she? At least refer to me as mom. If you're going to talk mess, who's the other she? It's only her and I. She and I, me and her, us. We the only two women in the house. So who is she? And I realized she was talking about me out loud, just going off. Her neck was rolling. She's 10, 9 or 10, keep in mind. And these lips. And the next thing I knew, pick your lips up. Bend down, pick your lips up, and that'll teach you. I know you wasn't talking, Yeah. So how many of you guys have had that moment? How many people have come in to a room, tension filled, and you were the subject of conversation? Let's all smash that thumbs up for our beautiful host who got up very early for us all. Y'all just don't know. It's 9 where you guys are, many of you. But I got up at 5 here. I try to only work on 2 at a time, one round, one square. I love that. I never thought to do that. So I first look at which type I can start. Then I'll go with what I'm in the mood for. Susan Z says she listens to music when she diamond paints. Mindy is walking outside. Don't leave me, Mindy. Don't leave me, honey. Jen Jen listens to an audiobook and cross stitch. Okay. Mystical says movies. It takes me to a mental place. I do have right next to me, right here, I have a Kindle. And then right next to me, right here, is my iPad. My iPad, I usually will use like, if I want to do a face cam while I'm showing you guys, what I'm working on or something. But I didn't get it set up in time today. So no face cam today. Sorry. For me, when it comes to what I like to do, I do prefer to watch. I like to watch a movie, a show or of some sort. And the show that I watch, it doesn't necessarily require me to have to focus on what's going on in the movie. Like action movies are very difficult. I love action movies, but I can't watch them while I'm diamond painting. So for me, I have to watch something like a romance or something. Um, I watched, what was I watching last night? It was an old movie like Aliens versus Monsters. It's a cartoon and things like that. So I watched that and never seen it before. I was diamond painting and it kind of just took my attention a little bit. I was paying attention, and at the beginning, I was like, this is a cartoon. The gentleman and the lady, they were going to get married. 3 weeks later, she had turned into some sort of overgrown monster. And the dude was like, yeah, I didn't want to be with you. I need somebody who's not the focus. I want to be the focus. I'm like, what kind of what? So my whole purpose to continue watching this was I hope she gets the opportunity to punch him in his neck. Yeah. So, what better way to make it through a movie, especially an animated movie, than to sit there and and to pray on the demise of another person? I felt like that, that was my driving force. I couldn't wait. I was excited. Can't wait to see him get his just due. So, uh, back over to Chad one more. I have not diamond painted in 2 days. I will today, listening to all the lives. Some days you get home and are just too tired from work. I ask myself each day if I really want to craft. Some days you don't, some days you do. I agree with that. I watch you guys. It helps me so much when I get really stressed. Thank you all so much for everything you do. Oh, Gail, that's so sweet. Deanne is laughing. Mystical says video games. You guys in your video games, this new Animal Crossing and these switches. I just haven't jumped on board yet. I am trying to, but I just feel like the minute I get it, it'll be something that's just kind of sitting in the back of one of my craft drawers, which I've bought so many of this past year. Because I needed room to move other crafts around. So I don't know. I still haven't taken the plunge, I guess is a best way to say it, when it comes to the Switch and the video games and all of the Animal Crossing fun. So we will see. I went to bed at 4 a.m. and was up at 8. Wow, you went to bed at 4? I just remember I messaged you, Billy and Lizzie, before I went to bed. I wanted to remind you to be up and early. Oh, so for the newbie, shake, 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 Sinora. That's all I can say because I don't want to get me shut down. I want the video to be able to be watchable. There is Shawana. Oh my goodness. Look at Shawana up, up, up. Oh, you guys know my mom was doing that Cardi B dance, singing a song the other day. I said, Mom, what are you watching on that tablet? And she was like, when it's up and it's up and I'm up. She was just adding her own words. It was so cute though. But she was up. Uh, uh, switch is a distraction from my diamond painting. No switch. That is absolutely the best way to think about that. I love that. Marilyn B, hello. No, you're not late. You're right on time. Oh, oh, moving over from this. Don't do it, Tia. I know. That's the other thing. So it used to be a group of us. We would be hanging out, chit chatting in our messenger lives and things like that, just having a little bit of fun. Little by little, that group became just me and Lizzie. At one point, Lizzie was like, "Where's everybody at?" I said, "Girl, they over in the Animal Crossing Zoom." Everybody, Nana, Drea, Billy, one by one, they were all getting switches and they were moving over to this. So don't worry, Lizzie, me and you. Here we go. I can't do it with this one. Two peas in a pod. We're going through to the end, hopefully. What I'm going to do if you get the bug. The best news possible that Billy told me yesterday was he packed his switch already. He packed it first. So we still have Billy. Where is my, oh, just so you're aware, if you're a newbie, cover minder. I have quite a few of these cover minders. And I'm starting to become like a real fan, for real, of cover minders. I think that they are just really cute, especially the ideas that a lot of people come up with when they're making them. What they come from, buttons, pins, brooches. I think is how you say it. Brooch. Just the concept behind them being able to convert it. I love that. I am just not prepared. I'm sorry. Here we go. Uh-oh, I put the wrong end down. That happens often. Okay. And look at this. It'll take it upside down, but it won't take it the right way. Here we go. We're going to make it work. We made it work. You don't get to see the pretty side. I didn't do it right, I guess. Okay. Oh, everyone's saying hello. Look at Melody. How are you doing today? All righty. So some of the stuff I wanted to also go over with you guys, and you guys can rein in on this. But one of the things that I am just kind of trying to figure out is this crap that's going on in the news about bathing and bathing your kids. And from what I can see, the first article that it came across my attention that came from Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher. So what the article had highlighted was a statement that they had made. I'm not sure who they were talking to or anything, because the only thing I remember of the article was they wait until they see dirt on their kids to bathe their kids. And I'm like, what? Let me go back and make sure I saw that correctly. So I go back, I read again, and yes, they wait until they see dirt on the kids before they bathe them. And I'm like, oh, okay. It might not have stood out as much if I hadn't then gone on to see that Dax Shepard and what's his wife's name? Kristen something, Kristen Bell, I think. They pretty much said the same thing. Um, so I'm like, what is going on? Like this is crazy, you know. You don't want to wait until you see dirt at all before you bathe. That's just not a good idea. Um, that means it's some compounded funk that you walking around with, that you carrying on around on you. We don't want that. Like I feel like that's homelessness, type of ideologist. Well, I really can't afford to try and find a shower right now. So let's wait and see, if this dirt starts to show. And if it don't, then I'm in the clear for another couple of days. That's like homelessness type ideology, if you ask me. At this, what do you guys think? And then I log in on I think it was YouTube, and oh, what is his name? I'm trying to remember his name. But then there was an artist, he's very attractive, that said, yeah, at this point, um, I really, am limiting how often I see the need or necessity to bathe. Like, who thought up the question? Oh my Lord, D Nick is up and in the house. What? How are you doing? Oh my goodness, I can't believe you. Why aren't you sleeping? You got a late date today. You're going to be traveling, having some fun. My goodness. Thank you for the support. My mom said that you would come, and I said, what? Why would he? She is going to be so happy that she was right. Oh my gosh. You agree? I saw the article too. I was shocked. Melody, you should have seen the look on my face. I was like, people, we need to bathe. Okay. We don't need this to become some sort of cult or anything like that. We need to bathe. We don't need to wait until we see dirt, because that's what happens in homelessness. They, try, but they just don't have the ability. And so when they start to visibly see dirt, they try harder, is what I'll say. No, that's right. We don't want no stanking. I'm trying to express that, Mom, in as best a way as possible. Mom, you were right. D-Nick got up and he is here. I cannot believe he showed up. He said he just wanted to say hi real quick. You rock. What? You are awesome. um, so yeah, next thing you know, I started to think, I wonder. Don't judge me on this one, guys. Please, I don't want you guys to judge me on this one, but I'm going to set it out there, like putting on, a bunch of appetizers on the table, and then you can pick from it, what you want. But I wonder how many of these people was fighting for toilet paper last year instead of, you said all of them, all the above. My mother feels like these was the same people who was fighting in stores for hordes of toilet paper instead of buying wash rags and just taking showers. So, and I totally agree. Don't get me wrong. I'm sitting there like, what's going on? Do we need toilet paper to fuel the spaceship that's going to get us up out of the pandemic? Is that what we're doing? We all buy, So how when you're in public and one person starts to run, you see two people run. Next thing you know, a whole plethora of people are running. Don't nobody know what they're running from. So I feel like, the initial people started off watching other people run. Wash them bits. I agree, Lizzie. Wash them. But I'm like, what is everybody? We saw a fight over toilet paper. This was in the early days of the pandemic. And I don't even think it was April yet of 2020. And we were standing in line. We had been out there for 2.5 hours that morning waiting to get into the store to just go grocery shopping. So we get inside. They were only allowing 15 people into the store at a time. So that's why it was taking forever. And they waited for 15 out, 15 in. Um, and so we were standing outside and we finally make it in. And we were in there looking really for just food options and things like that. What can we, stock up on canned goods, boxed items and things like that. We usually cook from scratch. My mom, she's down home. She's cooking from scratch. But I told her at this point it might be a good idea to kind of move to maybe some canned goods and boxed items, to have as backup and things like that. So we were there, we had, extra time and things of that nature. And we see two people, like they really are throwing down. They arguing over toilet paper. And so I just wonder, if you are in here, I don't want you to feel attacked, but what was the if anybody can help me understand what the driving force behind the toilet paper was. I never understood that. We never ran out and we never stocked up like that either. We had to leave and go to the store. A lot of items we weren't able to have delivered, and we have our groceries delivered. But yeah, it wasn't an issue. We just, if you don't have toilet paper at this store, we'll give it a try at another store. But we still kept buying our normal supply. We didn't increase it. And we definitely didn't buy 2 years worth like everyone was trying to do. So I'm just, wondering, cooking from scratch, what the heck is that? It's when you go to the store and everything you purchase, like you're buying groceries probably 2 or 3 times a week. And it's pretty much everything is fresh. So instead of getting your vegetables that are in cans and sitting in sodium and MSG, um, you're cutting them up and snipping them yourselves, putting them in the pot and cooking them down, steaming them yourself. You're cutting up the onion, you're adding your own flavor and herbs and spices. So yeah, and the same with how we cook like the meat and things like that, broil, cut. I'm glad we don't have to shear a chicken, but I'm pretty sure my mother could do that also. So yeah, yummy goodness. Kind of keeps down too much of the sodium and things. So we do appreciate it. But yeah, at that point, we did go a few months where we had moved from fresh cooking over to more of, what I call convenience cooking, which is okay also. We didn't have to add a lot of extra, or anything to my mom's cooking, but we do have to add, more ketchup, have to add a little more salt, pepper, paprika, garlic, salt. uh, Diamond Queen 2020 says there is a 3-day concert going on at my work, and the campsite has no showers. Ooh, it's fish. Okay. Well, you made that sound wonderful. Thank you for sharing. I didn't understand the toilet paper thing either. Yeah, I remember at one point I was I posted it to, I believe, Facebook, but it, my cousin traveled all throughout the pandemic. He took advantage of cheaper airfare and he got his kids out there in the world, took them on every trip he could to places that were still open and struggling. And my cousin at one point, he was in the store and he showed me that there were some shelves and things like that that had items that he felt were more necessities and things like that. You know, in case the power goes out, let's have, backup lights, let's have batteries, let's have candles and things like that. And I posted back to him I was in an aisle where there were all kinds of empty shelves. That's where the toilet paper would be. Just across the other side of the aisle, I was being petty, but just across the other side of the aisle, no lie, there was the shelves full of towels and stuff. And I was like, wow, this is really funny. Um, all the toilet paper shelves are empty. Look how full the wash rags and towels are. I just feel like if I can't use toilet paper, then the next best thing is to kind of jump in the shower. What do you guys say? I don't know. I could be wrong. And maybe there was another point to it. Everyone in chat. Hi from Crystal's Crafty Creations. Hey, Tia. Hello, everyone. Rochelle, how are you? Crystal's here. We can start. Welcome, sister. Hi, I'm sorry. Ran to Hobby Lobby. I keep forgetting the time difference. There's nothing open here. AK Rose says, I started saving all the junk mail. I have 4 teenagers. I told them if we ran out, they just was up the paper a couple times. Uh, and Viola TP. Well, you know what? We could always just have them get in the shower. That's all. Get in the shower and utilize the towels and wash rags. That is definitely a viable option if you ask me. Just, wondering. Some of the other things that I saw in the news, not just the bathing issue. What is going on with these airlines? I'm seeing them canceling flights left and right. Like, how do you cancel 200 flights? I'm not really hearing of the whys. Just I keep hearing stupid stuff like it's an administrative issue. It's how they're scheduling and things. You don't have scheduling down. You've been in business for 82 years. I'm confused. Like, what is going on with the airlines? Rebecca says, get in the shower together to save water. There we go. I like that idea. Hey, Shawana, I'll be there next year. I'm in Michigan right now. You're in Michigan at the wrong time, Rochelle. You didn't come and see me when I was there. Drop my daughter off. She's a freshman at Detroit Mercy University. On the 14th, my boo-boo is moving out. Yep, the one who just found her lips. She just found them probably a couple of years ago. I didn't hurt her bad, y'all. I just remember to pick your lips up off the floor. I'm pretty sure I thumped the hell out of them. I just remember saying, I don't know who the hell. And I turned into Medea. Yep. I don't know who the hell you think you're talking to. I know, Tia. Oh. So yeah, I remember. Yeah, good times. I'm looking at these airlines. They're canceling everything out. So I'm trying to figure it out. I go online and I'm trying to airlines let everyone go. Now most don't want to go back, and the ones who do have to be retrained. Is that what's going on? Good morning, Tammy. I was wondering because they're not saying like, we need to get our airplanes reserviced or anything. They're just like, it's administrative. And I don't know what that means. But they're canceling flights left and right. One moment, I'm going to take a sip. I'm drinking coffee. So you guys know. I decided not to put anything in the coffee. I didn't want to kick off because this is for fundraising. I did not want to kick off. I know I did a Dp-A-Thon, not last year, but in 2019. We did the Cinco de Mayo. Oh my! Me and Kiss My Crafts. We were full of spirits during that Dp-A-Thon. But we weren't. It wasn't like a fundraising focus. So for this one, I said I am not going to add anything but cream to my coffee. Okay, there's no sugar in there either. It's still pretty good because I use French vanilla creamer, so I cheated. Leopard and lace is in the house. Employee shortage. I called my pilot friend who works for Spirit. So we're going to talk about Spirit because when I looked up to try to find out what is going on, other things came up. In particular, Spirit and their I mean, I guess they're so cost effective that a lot of the elements can afford their tickets. When I say element, I mean, for lack of a better term, the juvenile delinquents. Or maybe I'll take out the term juvenile, but delinquents can afford their airfare. So I'm looking online, and the next thing you know, it's like a whole bunch, and it does say Spirit, a whole bunch of Spirit Airlines in-flight fights. And I'm like, oh Lord, this is adding a whole different aspect to travel. And I just want to get you guys to rein in with me on, what you would do. You're sitting in your seat, minding your own business. You already know where it's headed because you hear one of the delinquents in the back piping up, they get their cup of courage and things like that when they feel like, nothing can be done. We all know, we all get it. You hear the delinquent in the back. You're minding your own business. You're going to let the show play out the best way that it can. And then the lady or man, is usually a lady, next to you decides to say something. What are you doing? What are you saying? Keep in mind, the delinquent was in the back. Yes, they were piping up, but they're in the back. So they have some new creamers, Tia. I'm drinking the Cinnamon Toast Crunch one by Coffee. Ooh, that sounds good. Oh my goodness, that sounds good. For a minute on the way to the hospital for my baby. Oh, I heard some being retrained are pilots. That training takes time. Yep, that training would take time. Good morning, fellas. How are you doing? All right, let's all hit that thumbs up for our beautiful host, Tia. Yes, let's do that for the beautiful host. All right. Oh, is what I'm saying. That's all you're going to say, dear? Okay, we go. After October, you're going to have a whole lot more that you'll be able, because what I would have done, you got to do these types of things in a sweet way. It comes with tightening up your jaw. You got to make sure your jaw is real tight. So tight, when you say the words that are about to come out your mouth, your lips ain't moving. Okay, that's first and foremost. I got a whole lot of Jesus, but I'm going to go hood if they hit my head. I can see that happening too, Tammy. I can see Tammy being so sweet. And the minute her do is touch. Oh, no, you didn't. I can hear it. What, Crystal? Did you say? Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. So thankfully, I am flying into Rebecca's the day before. If they want to, hang out and delay me, I usually pay extra to sit in the front, as far front as possible. I don't like sitting in the back with the cousins. That's where it starts. It always starts somewhere in the back, and it just kind of progressively comes up front. Um, we all know that the back is, that's the cheap seats. And we know in any event, any forum that we go to, when you sitting in the back, you already frustrated, you irritated, you looking up front, you hoping nobody come in, you worried, you wondering how quickly you could get to their seat, whether it's a concert, whether it's a movie, any public event. It works the same. So I'm assuming it's the same on the airplane. So I usually try to sit as far forward as possible. So I'm watching these videos and they all pretty much start pretty much the same. Somebody, one of the cousins in the back, cutting up. Whatever reason, they cutting up. And then there's always another person who feels like, they're Billy Badass and they're going to say something to the delinquent because that's going to shut them up. Nothing else shut them up, but they are going to shut them up. And so they say something. And the next thing you know, it's on everybody's phone, seem to always catch the fight from the beginning. So you know what that means. They saw it coming. Why didn't you? And so I'm always wondering who is sitting next to the person that pipes up and what do they say in that moment that they hear, like, because me, you would have to get head or gut, I'm just saying. And I haven't heard that term in a long time, but when I was a kid, my my dad and my stepdad, they used to ask the boys that when they messed up, head or gut, and it basically means pick. But one of the options is we going to pop you upside the back of your head, or we going to gut punch you. So pick. What do you want, head or gut? And so that would be my conversation with the person. I know you didn't just open your head or gut. That's all I want to know, right? Head or where am I going? But I know you're not bringing this up here. Um, so I watched the lady was going off. She was yelling at her man, I guess. They was leaving Vegas. Oh, by the way, the kicker to all of these were they were leaving Vegas. I was like, what? Why do we gotta be tagged with all of this hood ratchetness? I'm just saying. So most of the flights that I was watching, they were leaving Vegas when the trouble ensued. One lady was going ham on her man because he looked. We in Vegas. We in Vegas, and the women, they go topless at a lot of these events. So I'm confused. But she was going ham on her man because he looked at another woman. And then she hit him. They pulled her off the plane. Ma'am, you know that you're about to get. She said, oh, well, whatever. She didn't care, but she had such foul language and things. Another one, a lady was just going off, yelling at another lady. She, with the finger pointing and things. The lady didn't say anything. But, when you're finger pointing and you talk with your hands and stuff, sometimes your hands cross the line. The hand crossed the line, and I believe it made contact. And that was all she wrote. Now, all I'm going to say is when you are the person that's cutting up, when you're the person that's cutting up, I just feel like, you're not allowed to lose. You did all that talking and things like that. You need to be able to win the fight if it goes that far. And in most of those videos, they didn't win the fight when it went that far at all. They were like the ones that got beat up. So just imagine though being the one that's sitting there The lady next to you says something she shouldn't have said. And then here come the delinquent up the aisle and they fighting over you. Oh, does that get awarded? Like, do you get any money for that? Can you sue the airline? That would be me. And I know that. Oh, and how do you avoid, like what Tammy was saying? How do you avoid, getting contact, getting hit, getting your hairdo messed up as a result? Like, who is responsible for that at that point? And like I said, if you're sitting next to me, I do feel I have a duty to say, this ain't your battle. Shut the hell up. Don't say another word. They come up here, I don't have your back. But, once they hear and now they're in our face, what do you do? How do you get around that? I saw a fight similar to that one Black Friday. I mean, these women were knocked down, dragged out. This was 2000, I think it was 2003, 2004. And I was out, me and my mom, we were buying stuff for the kids. They had these DVD players that were on sale for Black Friday. They were $25 a piece. And then you could buy the case to put the DVD player in for $10. We got there early. We got in. We got ours. Obviously, this is a great idea because now the kids can watch their own Disney on their own DVD player. No arguing over what we're going to watch and things like that. This was fantastic. Couldn't wait. So we got ours. My dad literally tells me before I leave, he says, make sure you wear a big coat. Whatever you put in your cart, put your coat over it. No truer words could ever be spoken. So I remembered, and I take my coat off and I put the coat over everything that we got. Another lady, she didn't get that lesson. She didn't get that discussion, poor thing. She gets hers. She puts it in her cart. Another woman turns around, sees it, and reaches in like she worked for Walmart and took the woman's stuff right up out of her cart. Once she had it in her hand, this is where this heifer would have got knocked out. She said, well, possession is 9/10 the law. My poor mama. This was my mom's first and last time. She never had done Black Friday shopping ever. She'd rather go catch a sale after the holiday than to stand in line and try and, So we were going to do we got up at 3 a.m. We had a list of stores that we were going to. We were going to have fun. We had our breaks and everything set out where we were going to go, all of that. This was the last time we saw like 3 fights that day, but that one was the best one. I tell you, the woman jumped over the cart like she could have just walked around, but she chose to go over the cart and beat that woman down. She got her stuff and kept on and left. She went to the checkout and paid, and that was it. We used to watch those on TV, but they're funnier in person. Jen is back. Hi, Glitter Angels. How are you? Head or gut? Too funny. You probably have heard that. That's why it's funny. 42 people here. Let's hit that thumbs up button right now, or head or gut. I like that. Keep your mouth shut. It's the best action. Yeah, I agree. I'm not a fighter. I keep to myself on a plane. That's what I mean. On the plane, when you're keeping to yourself, it's always the person to the left. Well, I say the person to the left because I always sit on the aisle seat. Or it's the person to the far right, but it's usually when I'm sitting on the other seat. They angry. They don't want to sit in a seat and they may be bored. I must be boring them to death. But yeah, that's why I go to the front. I feel like, in the front we have all paid extra for these seats. We value our seats. We are satisfied, and so we're keeping the commotion down. That's how I feel. I just I feel like I just did a promotion for the airlines. Now everyone, when they fly, they're gonna fly in the front. I'm keeping you guys safe. That's all. Keeping you guys safe. So, yeah, that was pretty much it. I was looking for news stories. I found them. I was in shock, and even more shocked. Like, not only is Spirit, but then there was one other airline. I think they said American, which didn't shock me because you guys already know my American Airlines horror stories from last year. But wow, it was like they canceled altogether over 300 flights, and that's a lot for just like 1 or 2 days worth of travel. And what happens if you were on these flights? Like, how do you get out of where you were at? Because, like the other airline companies, they weren't expecting, this company to cancel so many. So we can't just, accommodate you all. Yeah, that's crazy. That really is crazy. So I hopefully, I don't see any delays like that. But yeah, I really feel for these people because they got to get going. They got to get home some kind of way, or they, ruined a great vacation. So world's opening back up. How many people feel comfortable going and staying in like an Airbnb? Still trying to get out there and see some world, like Walt Disney World at this point. How are people enjoying themselves? I remember last year when Donnie was planning her trip, and I felt like I was going on this trip with her. And when she did the video canceling her trip, and she was trying, when we were in Michigan, we talked about it, and I told her that emotional ride, I couldn't imagine what she went through because I remember feeling so much disappointment right along with her. I felt so much disappointment for her. We had a trip last year that we had planned. It was going to be called the birthday trip, and we ended up having to cancel. We ended up going camping because in the midst of the pandemic, that pretty much was all that we could do. And you guys have heard about the exciting camping story. The only one that was really having a decent time, and she was probably miserable a little bit too, was my mom. She was getting hit on at the campsite and things. I would have probably enjoyed that aspect. The more men that hit on me, the least amount of work I would have had to do. We, as it was all women campers in our group, and we were, doing everything. We set up our own tent. We brought out our own gear. We set up our own bathroom. Plush, plush, plush. But no gentlemen, except the ones that were coming over trying to hang out with my mom. We're here to see the birthday girl. I'm like, listen, I can't believe you guys are just showing up like this. They had met us when we were first pulling in, and we were starting to carry our gear. So too much fun, too much fun. Never going camping in the middle of the summer in the desert again. Nope, nope, nope. Unless we're going up into the mountains where it's cool and maybe might get some snow. Won't be doing that. Good morning, Christy. How are you? Roger. Good morning. How are you? Hopefully everybody is up and about. You're all eating wonderful. Mystical says my Disney trip was for my 40th birthday last year. We had to cancel it. I was heartbroken. I can imagine. I can imagine. So I know you guys might, if you're been with me and you've watched my channel for a while, my sister-in-law is a Disney fanatic. She probably might have Crystal beat. Um, Her and my brother had just bought their annual pass last year. They got it for January. They went in January. They went No, they went in January and purchased it. They used it once in February. And then March came and the park shut down. And they did not get a refund back. This year, what they did was offer them the opportunity to basically get a new annual pass. And with the pandemic, I just feel like that should have been a refund. I don't know. What do you guys think? How many people were impacted by things shutting down as a result? And what did the company do to help you prevail? Were you given a lot of? Were you given a refund? Did you have to reschedule? A lot of the court shows, like if you watch People's Court, if you watch Judge Judy is my favorite. I love her. If you watch any of those, you did start to see a lot of cases that surrounded the pandemic. The unfortunate part was there were a lot of small businesses, and maybe large corporations also that just, could not afford to refund everyone. And so they were trying to offer the opportunity for people to reschedule. There were a few claims where people who maybe had more foresight into catastrophes and stuff, who had protected themselves, obviously they prevailed. But if you didn't have an ironclad agreement, or your terms of service didn't outline what occurred in the event of this was something that was like I forget what Judge Million called it, but it sort of rang true though. If you didn't plan for an epidemic or a pandemic to protect your business, what happens in the event, then a lot of times you had to give the money back. You can demand all you want, doesn't mean you'll get it. That's exactly what occurred. I would have demanded a refund. Tia, you are awake early. I am. I am. So it's all really, to be honest, it's all, a matter of the logistics behind what your agreement or your contract. It doesn't necessarily have to be a legal, like a actual physical, we signed a contract. It's what your terms of consideration was, what you offered, what they offered, and how you guided that meeting of the minds, I guess, is the best way to describe it. How you guided that when you set up your service or your business that you were offering. So when they purchased their pass, there was some protections in place and things. So they didn't have the opportunity to be able to request a refund, being able to get the next year and get it at a discount because they got some sort of spending coupon or something, like I forget how much it was, but they got an annual pass the following year and they got some sort of spending coupon. It's on like a swipe card. Obviously that was their measure of good faith, their goodwill. So, they were made more than whole. They just weren't given the value of the time that they were out. But is there a measurement on that? How can it be measured? For people who were working, I feel like their measurement would be deemed lower than people who lost jobs and had to make moves. Their measurement would be deemed higher because they suffered more as a result of it. So we'll see. We shall see. I'm, just thinking about how all of this is starting to come to fruition now. Why? Because we're reopening. We are reopening pretty much all over. As we reopen, some places are closing. I know that if you guys watch my channel, you know that Vegas returned last week to a mask mandate. On top of them returning to a mask mandate, some of the other things that are occurring little by little, like my daughter, who was supposed to be going online, face to face in UNLV. A lot of her classes, little by little, this week were transitioned from in person to web based. So she was not happy about that. She is going to be moving into the dorm. She was really looking forward to that because she has had a horrible, time. And she is the one person who has probably in our family been impacted the most. She lost the ability to socialize. She lost the ability to meet and get to know, people. And it's impacting her a lot. I know that there is this thing that we're all considering called mental health and things, and it impacts us in such different ways. But I mean, just depression, just being sick and tired of looking at four walls, those are coming into consideration a lot. What I would really like to see is kids getting the opportunity to just be kids again. I feel like t- that happiness, that joy. I remember when I was young, when I was, about 4 years ago, when I was 25. I I remember having fun, getting out with friends, laughing, giggling, hanging out at the mall. I don't even think there's going to be any malls by the end of all of this if they keep, because at the end of the day, how many people have really gotten to the point where they're starting to enjoy just going online, shopping, and having things right there at their fingertip when they're looking stuff up? I know I have. So, or reclosing. Yep, reclosing. That's definitely what's going on. I watch a lot of Vegas YouTubers and seen a lot of people. We're not following the mask mandate. They don't have a mask mandate. I mean, last year they definitely weren't following them. But our mask mandate just came back. So, Tia, hopefully the Delta variant calms down. I hope your daughter will be able to get on campus soon. Both my children are freshmen and they were so ready to be around others. Yeah, so my daughter, she is actually, well, she changed her major. So she is doing her junior year, but she was actually a junior last year. But this is considered like her junior year of her new major. Um, she started a program where she was going to college and she was still able to use her home school that she came from for sports and things like that. She was going to still be able to do all of their senior trip activities, go on senior trips, prom, senior breakfast, to paint the bee. They go to the closest mountain that the school is by, and they paint their emblem into the mountain. She was going to be able to do all of that, still hanging with her friends. Although, she wasn't in school during the day, she was actually on campus. And so when they shut down last year in March, she lost the ability to do all of those events. They didn't get to have a prom and things. They didn't have a formalized graduation and things like that. Obviously, interaction and activities were done. And then she literally did not get a chance to move into the dorms last year. So this was going to be her first year moving in. And I just really feel for anyone impacted coming from high school into, coming from high school into college, the youth, it's the world's reopening. And hopefully, they will gain or garner a new appreciation for some of the things that were lost. Maybe they'll take a few moments to smile a little bit more. Maybe they'll take a few moments to, appreciate things in a different way than they might have appreciated them, prior to all of this. I know I am. One of the things that I feel so happy to have been able to enjoy is getting to know new people, hanging out with you guys. If it weren't for crafting, a lot of that time, I wouldn't have. I would have been bored. I can see where her mental psyche is because I wouldn't have known what to do. I could jump in someone's live and chit chat and have a good time. I have the interest. When you guys display interest in a new craft or you're trying something out, it gives me the drive to want to try something different. YouTube has created an opportunity for us to be able to see what something is like. I know when I first started cross stitching a long, long, long time ago, I would have questions that I just had to kind of figure out on my own. We don't have that anymore. We have a community of people who already experience certain things. So the good thing is they're able to show us some of the things that we may question, and we no longer have those questions. It's more immediate. We don't have as much trial and error. So I am one of the people who are definitely grateful to be in this community, to have found you guys before. In a minute. Thanks though. Sorry about that too. I found this before the pandemic because it really definitely got me through. I know you guys, or some of you are new, and you'll find a lot of us, are going to probably say some of the same thing, but a while in the community with us, and you'll understand. You'll be like, yeah, I'm really glad that I found Tia's Crazy Craft Addiction, Crafting Journey, DP Addiction Adventures, and Crystal's Crafty Creation. Uh, I was about to give your channel a new name. And the Crafty Heifer and Lizzie's World of Gems. I'm glad that I found them. Everyone is giving me an appreciation for, how I can spend my spare time and how I craft. Tia, hopefully, oh, I saw that one. Sorry. Lizzie, you beat me to it. Tammy says Cheyenne was studying abroad and none of the companies refunded money. She did get vouchers for this year. She paid insurance. And now, if you paid insurance, you definitely should have, because, I am hearing a lot of people were able to pay, for like an additional insurance coverage to their package and things. So yeah, she should have gotten something if she paid extra. I enabled a lot of friends and helped them to get involved in some sort of crafts over the past year, and liked diamond painting. That's what it's all about, Phyllis. Definitely. Now, one of the things that I think also kind of saved, like the weekends, we all have our, lives that we like to go to and stuff like that. But if you're watching whipping chats, if you're watching unboxings, you're still sitting here and you're looking at someone. So when Marissa created the Zoom for the crafters, that just put me into a whole new realm, because now we can communicate and interact with one another. We're not just sitting there, listening, and we're interacting live with multiple people. So it's not just one creator, it's several, and there were a lot of our subscribers on top of, a creator and things of that nature. So that helped out a lot also. And then, Tia, I'm glad I found you. I love, oh, thank you, Christy. And then Crafting Journey and Crystal's Crafty Creations, they did a lot to make sure that they're getting the links out to everyone, and making sure that those forums are available when people just want to sit and hang out and things. So you can enjoy your favorite creator, or you can chit chat live in a Zoom with a group of people and have some interaction. If you're at home and you're crafting all alone by yourself, think about how much now you have that you can do. People that are like-minded, that enjoy some, oh, that air feels so good. Oh, sorry about that. People that are like-minded, that do and enjoy the same thing that you're enjoying, they're readily available for you to conversate with. We don't just have, crafters and creators in the US. We have a host of family in Canada and in Australia and the UK and Norway. So make sure that as you guys continue to tune in to our Dp-A-Thon, make sure that you guys, just check and see where everyone's at. Look into those resources as far as who you can like and subscribe to, so that you can always come back and feel like you have someone that you're crafting with. It's a great way to meet new friends, definitely. And make sure that you guys are hitting that like and that subscribe. We do have about 3 minutes left in my Dp-A-Thon. I thank you guys for joining me, for coming out early in the morning and just kind of hanging around. I enjoyed it, chit-chatting with you guys, letting you guys know what I've been looking at over the last few days. Also, make sure you check down in my description box. My mods have been posting away, and they've been letting you know that my support is going to St. Jude's. It is the Walk Run Children's Research Hospital, and definitely feel like if you click on the link, you'll see a beautiful face that will welcome you in and say, hey, y'all. Make sure that you guys read the box. It's really cute, though. I like it. And if you have additional questions, like I said, I'm supporting Marissa's charity. She just gave me some good information about checking for a walk run event here in Vegas. So maybe that's something that you can do in your town as well, because we want to offer our support in every way that we can. And there we go. Look at that. And Shawana said, hit that like button, everybody. Always a good time. Yeah, I had a pretty good time. When D-Nick said, it's going to be early in the morning, I remember I was like, yeah, no, it ain't that bad. I'm up. I normally go on Sundays from like 7:30 to 9 my time. I will say you was right, D-Nick. This was definitely, it was only an hour, but it was a substantial hour. uh, Gail says, thank you, Tia. You are welcome, guys. We have 2 minutes. Again, if you click the playlist, it will take you automatically to the next video. See, yay, I missed you. Oh, we love you, Tia. Hit that like and subscribe. I don't know what is going on, Susan, but you should be in blue and you ain't in blue. I'm not sure what that mean. Mickey's up. I didn't see you. I see you now. Hi, Mickey. Thank you for coming. Thank you all to my wonderful mods. I really appreciate you guys looking out and posting. I was trying to diamond paint. I usually am not good at diamond painting and, chit-chatting. I felt like I'm going to give it a go this time. And I felt like I did a great job, although my camera angle was horrible. Sorry about that. But I felt like I did a good job of diamond painting consistently through, because I wanted you guys. I don't know why, but it just, Anyway, it's 7:30. Thank you, you guys all. Let's move over to Nick and Tina. Woo!